I'm being so for real right now. I downloaded this little app called Countdowns on my phone because I want to go back to my home. And this is the home in question. The ORs, scrub cap, surgical mask. All my charting notes are just clicks. Days consist of procedures, critical care, and just enough chaos, but not too much. No lengthy admission H&Ps, no progress notes, no more holding the pagers, no more discharge planning. If there's one place I want to go back to more than anything, and I got a little taste of near the end of this year, is back to my home of anesthesia, which I will be starting in just a few weeks.
Room 13, need a cleaning help, case following. Room 13, need a cleaning help, case following. Thank you.
This is Rocky, our 3D printed dog. Rocky for Rocky Uranium.
And I'm really nervous, but also really excited, as you can tell by the literal countdown on my phone. And that's kind of the sentiment from literally all of the anesthesia interns right now. We're all just trying to push through the end of intern year to get back to the promised land. Oh, and speaking of Rocky, this is one of the samples of the navy blue of my limited edition Crew Dog merch drop back in the fall. And yeah, you know, sometimes samples are samples, because it looks like it got rocked on the side of the face. Like Rocky. Rocky Uranium? Huh? Yeah, I know. But in all seriousness, I've heard from a lot of senior residents as well as attendings that your intern year, particularly your internal medicine critical care, does come in handy once you transition to the ORs. There are times I believe that, times I don't. But I also realized I never really made a whole, like, what's it like in a day of kind of the internal medicine side of things. We talk about these concepts like writing an H&P or a mission H&P, progress notes, pages, family updates, and everything like that. And I'm about to enter my last internal medicine rotation ever. So while I'm here, I guess I might as well document it and show you just how crazy it sometimes can get. On an internal medicine rotation, I have mad respect for all my IM peers. A lot of them, I'm not gonna lie, are much smarter than me, especially at Yale. I'm about to go to sleep. Tomorrow's an admitting day, and I'll walk you through everything that happens. But before then, quick word from the sponsor of today's video. You may know AMBOSS for its world-class question banks and medical school board exam test prep, but what if I told you AMBOSS's knowledge bank has evolved just as I have to make the transition from med school to residency much easier. AMBOSS is one of the most comprehensive point-of-care evidence-based resources I've ever found, and I've been using it since my early days in medical school. But now, as a resident, AMBOSS's new features like clinical pathways, med dosing, and clinical score calculators, and clinical skills demonstrations have helped to be a pocket guide for the new and occasionally overwhelming situations that residency puts you in. Whether you're a page to respond to a code in the NICU, admit a patient with neutropenic fever, or troubleshoot mechanical ventilator settings in the middle of the night, AMBOSS's new clinical pathways help give you real-time clinical decision support when oftentimes you will be the first doc to be called to a situation. Need to quickly look up dosing and potential drug interactions? Find the information quickly and concisely in your pocket no matter where you are on the wards. And now, an evolving chapter of AMBOSS includes clinical skills to help you learn some of the small tasks you may be asked to perform and interpret, like point-of-care ultrasound at bedside, or help secure lines and drains that either you or a consulting service place for one of your patients. All these features and so much more is what makes AMBOSS a consistent tool on my phone from medical school to residency. To try these tools and support your clinical experience, use the link in the description to get 10% off your AMBOSS subscription. Again, use the link in the description to get 10% off AMBOSS's incredible platform and to integrate it into your daily workflow as a clinician, no matter where you are. And if you're an incoming resident, hope you give AMBOSS a try and keep it in your pocket at all times. Yes, I actually wake up this early. Unfortunately, unlike all those like super motivational med influencer people, I wish I woke up this early to be in the gym and stuff, But really, it just gives me time to lollygag and scroll on my phone and to make coffee and eat breakfast, because usually I don't eat until like 12. Thankfully on internal medicine rotations, there's a noon conference where they cater food every single day. So that's one meal at least taken care of. So all I have to do is prep breakfast and then dinner. Breakfast, I've kind of been air frying some of these tortillas, ham, cheese, a little bit of bacon. I'll also pre-chop a box of romaine lettuce. In there also some pre-chopped red onion, just so I can get my veggies in the morning. I also got some of these like Chobani 20-gram protein shakes. If you drink one of these in the morning, I'll pack a sparkling water because I like drinking that at work. Put it in the koozie from my medical school as a graduation gift. And then I'm also trying these like Nuri vanilla shakes, also protein shakes, 30 grams. Pretty good. All from Costco. I can buy in bulk and that will last me the whole 2-week rotation. If you're a resident and don't have a Costco membership and there's a Costco nearby you, what are you doing? Get one. Makes prepping a lot easier. Also, not sponsored, sometimes I will mix me a little AG1 shake, get all my vitamins, minerals, especially if it's like a quick morning, but not today. I feel like I have time. This brand, Comatier, also sent me these like freeze-dried coffee packets. They're like freeze-dried concentrate of a ton of different coffees from different roasters around the country, some of which I am very, very familiar with. Like Counterculture, Onyx. It's got the roast level, flavor notes, where it's from, the process. I've been trying a different one each day. Kind of pop it out, it looks like this. I'm going to try this one, Zambrano Natural. This isn't sponsored, but they did send me this pack for free. When you open it up, it looks like that. Take it like that, and then just pop it out into your cup. So it'll be this little capsule sitting at the bottom of your cup. And then all you gotta do is pour hot water into it, and then all of a sudden it becomes like a 16-ounce cup of coffee. I actually really love the idea. The coffee is fresh, it tastes great, and I get to check out different roasters around the country, which I kind of do anyways. But it just helps save me brew time in the morning, especially if I'm in a rush. Would highly actually recommend for residents. This is coming from a former barista. There's a code somewhere in my description if you want to try it. Again, I'm not really incentivized. I just think it's a neat product that helps me get ready in the morning when it's 5:30. What I will say is nice about working in the hospital, I don't have to think about what I wear in the morning. Scrubs. That's it. And then also, hot take, maybe not so hot take, OR scrubs, the free ones, better than any expensive fancy scrubs that you can get. Fight me about it. Hey Google, what's the weather outside? Hippocratic Collective, the startup I'm working with, who's actually helping with renewing my podcast Beyond the Scope for season 3. First episode coming out next week. Lots more to share. Check out Instagram for Hippocratic Collective. Also for internal medicine, the admitting team, which is me today, is also the rapid response team and sometimes the backup code team. So any codes or rapid responses overhead throughout the entire hospital, we drop everything and go respond to that. This is a sling bag that over intern year I learned to always stock and have on me when I am on call. It has an IV start kit, ABGs, gauze and wound care stuff, trauma shears, flushes, ultrasound gel, tape, alcohol prep pads, lots of ultrasound gel, and for some reason stickers. 90% of being on call or being on like any sort of emergency response team is being resourceful and having things on you. Most of the time it will be either some sort of bleeding, syncope, or hypoxic event, or an arrest. So all the things I have in this pack will help me out in those situations if I'm first on scene, or if the team needs certain supplies. So yeah, that's coming with me. And all this is before I even leave the apartment. Snack bag, work bag, which just so happens to be my old club soccer bag, recycled. Hey Google, turn off my lights.
nurses. Am I doing it right? Alright, time to pre-round. Yes, because here at the VA we are still in like 1960 and using pagers. And an electronic medical record that literally is on version like 1.01. Hi, this is Andy with Coleman, returning a page. Bathroom updates. Fit for the day. This bag has kind of been a good luck charm for things to go decently, well-ish on call/admitting days. Let's see how it goes.
Hey, yeah, editing Andy here. I gotta stop saying this kind of stuff because I just entirely jinxed myself from the get-go. 'Cause that was probably like the last moment I knew peace on this day. So here we go.
This thing right here is keeping me busy all morning. Honestly, the worst part about being the intern is holding the pager because you can never finish one task because you're constantly being interrupted by pages, which is fine. Like, we need updates from the nurses and everybody, but it's just like I can never finish one task, so you're constantly like ADHD throughout the day. I can't wait to not hold the pager ever again after this rotation. Yeah, we're still waiting on cardiology recommendations for that because I think there was some other Coleman returning page. Yeah, I'm aware. All right, 2 o'clock, 2 admissions. We just got called down for a code that wasn't a code. Somebody just tripped and fell, didn't even hit his head, and doesn't want to go to the ED. Okay. Stay hydrated. Back at it. yeah, that can definitely do that. A resident can? That's good. That was admission 3 and 4. They paged us at like 4:45 and we stopped admitting at 5:30. This is all after I was hammer paged all morning and afternoon and had to send someone to the ICU. I'm nowhere even done with my notes and it's 6. So, hey, emergency department, can you not send us admits so close to the end of the day? Appreciate it. Thanks. The outside world. Oh, how I wish to be outside. But I'm here. Alright, so it is actually 7:30. Sign out is at 6:30. So I've had to stay an hour longer just to finish up notes because we were so behind because of all the admits late in the afternoon. And it is beautiful outside. I just wish I got out earlier to enjoy it. Oh my gosh. The problem with old school pagers is that when you get a page, you don't know if it's this person needs a diet or this person is actively crashing. So you have to respond to pages in a pretty timely manner.
But that prevents you from triaging, so you're in the middle of doing literally every other task, and then your pager blows up with like 5 or 6 different numbers that you have to page back in the middle of you talking to your attending, talking to a consultant, writing your note, putting in orders. So it's this constant battle of like, what do I prioritize? Your brain and your body is pulled in 20 different directions, and it's just mentally exhausting to do that for like 12 plus hours straight. Mad respect to you IM people, man. Golly. Hey Google, turn on my lights.